Okay, so honestly, what I think of Sleekwhisker is partly she could be a bit more bratty, but I can understand where she was coming from on when she wanted attention and why she wanted it. She probably wasn't taught the right way because, well, she's a Shadow Clan cat. You know how Shadow Clan cats are. They are normally taught a different way than the other clan cats. For what I'm trying to get at. And I just feel kind of bad for her because honestly, she didn't really mean to hurt anybody. It's just that Spark Pelt seemed to have been getting all the attention too. But I could definitely see her point of view of where she's coming from. That she would definitely call Spark Pelt a little Miss bratty. But I've only read half the book, like probably A Vision of Shadows, I think. And part is I'm only on half the page, like partly where they're at Sky Clan right now in the book. And honestly, I only read my books at school, so I only know so little because I forget pretty easy. But Sleekwhisker doesn't deserve any hate. I mean, how can you blame her? I mean, basically, she's had a rough start. She pretty much had a rough life. I mean, you shouldn't blame her because, well, she was bratty and everything. Like, when you first read the series of A Vision of Shadows, The Princess Quest, I think, pretty much you'll see when you get to the ceremony for cats, where every clan actually meets or comes together to actually have a meeting, clan meeting. To which I don't find seeing other maps of her, basically seeing other maps with her in it. Basically, when you first read the series of the book A Vision of Shadows, basically, when you get to the part where every cat meets at the ceremony, you can definitely see that once you get to know Sleekwhisker or Sleekpaw, as what they call her in the first book right now, in this series, but for Sleekpaw, for the first time when they first introduced her, or when you first read about her, she becomes a bit more of a gossiper, which kind of gets everyone a bit, I don't know about this, that kind of suspicion, because people don't really like that much of gossipers, or people who spread rumors and make fun of other cats, because it kind of makes the first person think about, like, hey, this Sleekwhisker seems a bit more of a brat. She doesn't seem very kind or cool, so why should I like her? Well, that's the thing. It's all about character development, all about personalities. I mean, sure, she doesn't have that much of a personality, but the way she speaks and the way she actually comes off as, it kind of reminds me as some of the girls at my school. They remind me a lot like that. Or back at my old school. Pretty much in Halfman. Seeing those type of girls, or those type of she-cats, reminds me of me being in elementary school, of the gossipers and the rumors of the girls. Usually would spread by people. Or talk about. She kind of reminds me of that. Because if you ever went to elementary school, you definitely tell there are such thing as the gossipers, rumors, pretty much those mean girls because, well, it's elementary. What do you expect? But it's so weird though because seeing her being introduced into the story, I mean, I just wish the Aarons would probably put more effort into, like, probably not more effort onto the love romance onto it, like, you know what I mean, the romance genre. I think they should just like focus on the character's personality a bit more than focusing on romance. I mean, every book is literally about romance. Now, what the heck happened to the first series? Like, basically, that was pretty much one of the most favorable series out of the Warrior Cat books that people loved a bit. Which, partly some of the time, I'm starting to not really get interested in Warriors anymore because, well, naturally, they're making it very dull. They're getting off track, yet they're making it boring. They're making it plain. They're not putting spice into it. Like, all it is now is about romance, everything like that, which maybe they should probably, like Switchpaw and his mentor, that had an apprentice and mentor bond. Like, it should have been in the books. Like, they say that in order to have an apprentice have a mentor, they must have a good bond or formal bond and connection that they could get really used to each other. And if you basically know what I mean, because Aaron Hunter has stated in the books, or in the books has stated that a mentor or apprentice must have a connection with each other and a bond to like each other, if, like, you know. But out of all the mentors and apprentices, it just doesn't show. I mean, I read half the first part of their apprentice's quest. It kind of showed Alder Paw and his mentor, forgot his name, but seeing them interacting with each other a bit with a more of a connection bond, it just makes it sound like that they don't really have that type of connection. I mean, Alder Paw thinks that, well, when he was being mentored by a warrior, to be a warrior, it doesn't show, or it actually didn't show them connecting or bonding, which that actually made it more interesting because, like, Switchpaw and his mentor, Half-Tail, I think, not sure, but basically, Sleekwhisker is, her personality comes off as a very, how do I describe this? Very unhappy, because back then Sparkpaw used to take all the attention from her and would normally outshine her pretty much, leaving her in the dark, which is kind of sad because if you haven't noticed, I normally just like reading and imagining, like when I'm reading to myself, I normally imagine it in my head of what the scene is going on. And basically, being on the first book of the 5th series, I still have lots more to read, which, what I think of the book so far on Sleekwhisker is, she personally could be redeemed, I think, like, probably could be convinced, but, like, she probably does have good in her, it's just that there isn't very much that I have to say about her because she has flaws. No, there's no such thing as a character having no flaws to it. Like, there has to be a character with flaws and everything to make the character interesting and have that spark in it to grab that person's attention. I think Sleekwhisker isn't really grabbing my attention, but more like Alderheart or Alderpaw is grabbing more of my attention because the way he describes a lot of people is more of a worry person. Even Aaron stated, one Aaron stated that her favorite character was Alderheart because he was more of a warrior, an anxiety person. He was more of a probably a worried warrior that she actually liked. He says that's one of her favorite characters inside the series pretty much because she likes cats who worry a lot and have anxiety. I kind of like that as well because I'm gonna have to agree with her. Having a cat with anxiety and going through the stress and emotion of pretty much anxiety or fear, I would say, it's pretty interesting because I still have a lot to read. Basically, Alderheart is getting more of my attention. I just wish Sleekwhisker had a bit more to her in the first book of this series of A Vision of Shadows. But knowing that her friend Needlepaw, I think it was Needlepaw, I think. Needlepaw seems more of the feisty. She kind of reminds me of an arrogant, probably, kind of person who likes to take chances and sometimes doesn't think ahead. That's what I kind of view her. I don't really have any emotions on Sleekpaw or Sleekwhisker because she honestly seems like a dull character because unlike Mapleshade, she had an interesting backstory. I think they should focus more on the cat's backstory other than just keep pushing the character side and going from character to character to character on their point of view. I think they should actually develop her more of a deeper backstory. Sure, we already know she was an apprentice when she was first introduced, but I think that they should probably give her a backstory or a special edition book because honestly, I think she needs more development to her. What do I know? I probably am wrong because there's other opinions that other people have. But I guess not all people are gonna agree. We all have different opinions, and that's what makes the world a bit unique or different, I would say. But that's basically what I have. But there's nothing much I have to say really because I think Sleekwhisker is okay. I just wish that they gave her more development, I think. Because I've heard that she did kill a cat, I think, inside one of the other series or inside one of the other number of books. I think on the second one of this series. But yeah, that's my thoughts about Sleekwhisker. You just enjoy half the video if you want, peacefully without me talking, but yeah.
Shadows, they follow you like an accomplice. Lost all of your dreams, the night is heartless. My shadows, they follow you. My shadows.